In this video, we're looking at reflection symmetry. A shape has reflection symmetry if you can fold it in half so that the folded half sits exactly on top of the other half. When you can do this, the fold line is called a line of symmetry. For some shapes, you can do this in more than one way, which means you have more than one line of symmetry. Let's start with the first one. This is a square. It's a quadrilateral, it has four sides of equal length, and it has four right angles. A square has four lines of symmetry. I can fold it in half in four different ways. Here's the square. I could fold it in half like this. Notice that the folded half sits perfectly on top of the other half. That's one way. I could also fold it in half like this. Again, notice how the folded half sits perfectly on top of the other half. But I could also fold it along the diagonals. I could fold it along this diagonal, like that. Or I could fold it along the other diagonal, like that. So my answer to the first question here is just 4. The square has 4 lines of symmetry. I can show the 4 lines of symmetry on the diagram using dashed lines like this. There are my 4 lines of symmetry. Let's move on to the next shape. Here we have an oblong. This is a rectangle, but not a square. Now, this only has 2 lines of symmetry. If we take a look at the rectangle, I can fold this one in half like this. So the folded half fits perfectly on top of the other half. I could fold it in half like this. So the folded half fits perfectly on top of the other half. But notice what happens if I try to fold it along the diagonal. If I try to fold it along one of its diagonals, I can fold it in half, but notice that the folded half does not fit perfectly on top of the other half. So the diagonal is not a line of symmetry for an oblong. Similarly, I can't fold it along the other diagonal either. We'd get the same issue. Try it with a piece of paper for yourself. If you do that, you'll see what I mean. The oblong here has only 2 lines of symmetry. Finally, we've got another shape here. This is an isosceles triangle. It has 2 equal sides, here and here. Now, it also happens to be a right-angled triangle, but that's not important in this case. An isosceles triangle has 1 line of symmetry. I can draw it on like this. Here's what the fold looks like for an isosceles triangle. If I fold it along that mirror line or that line of symmetry, you'll see that the folded half fits perfectly on top of the other half.